stranger to drifting, no stranger to competition.
That guy stole my freaking ratchet wrench. I see that. That's mine.
He rejects your reality and asserted his own.
This is a stimulator, right?
Pilot. Oh, wrong one. Hey, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Clipping Point. My name is Captain Ben, and joining me is Mr.
Tim Murphy,
along with
Paul Murphy.
Hey, all right.
A lot of Murphys.
Tim, who do we have on tonight?
Okay, I'm gonna practice this. I'm a little nervous.
Okay.
I've been trying. Okay, so the driver of the Enjuku Racing 350Z, the Raging Cajun, Brandon McDowell. Yeah? No? Maybe?
Like it.
Okay. He was doing an interview with his dog, and he said, the home of the Raging Cajuns. I'm like, there's his name. I mean, it describes him, it's like, that's where your heart is, because you always tell me that you're from Louisiana.
Right.
And Raging, I mean, that's the way you drive, right? So I like it.
I love it.
Raging Cage.
I love it.
All right, good deal.
That's what you're going to use for now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
there we go.
And just like that. I don't know if I should say Brandon, the Raging Cajun, McDowell.
I think so. I think
Probably
that's
right.
better. I like that
Okay.
one better.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm working.
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyways, Brandon McDowell, folks.
Yeah.
Where's the claps?
Oh, yeah, hang on.
Clap, clap,
Whoopsie.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, clap.
So, what's up, Brandon?
Nothing much, Tim. Nothing much. Hanging out here on a Friday night at Enjuku.
Yeah, like we were talking earlier, you definitely have a better looking background
Than us.
Yeah, definitely.
You got a R32, 86, and man, jeez. Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
You didn't. It's 350Z.
Yeah.
350Z.
I watched most of the episodes, and I thought I got to have a good one for him. So here we are.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think actually he's got the best one so far.
Yeah, no.
What are the other backgrounds we've had?
A closet.
Closet. Yeah.
A kitchen.
A kitchen. Yeah, kitchen. A closet.
Well, Alex
had a
ferret room.
Yeah, Alec
Right.
Honadale had a ferret room.
Yeah, that was pretty insane.
He sort of gave us like an MTV Cribs home tour.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, so that was
No, this is
quite
definitely the
interesting.
best.
Yeah, actually,
Right.
yeah. As far as if it was the Drift Sessions Driver's Cribs edition, you're winning.
Love it.
There you go.
All right, so I like to start off with introducing yourself, just who you are, what you drive, and then I want you to talk about your experience from. Let's just start with your first drift event.
Yeah, what got you into
what got you into
drifting?
drifting?
Yeah. So I drive the Enjuku 350Z. It's a turbo all S car. It's got most of the FD goodies. As far as my background, I mean, it's almost 17 years now. It'll be 17 years in July that I've been driving. Competition-wise, it's probably been 10 years or so. I did a real hard push about 7 years ago. But yeah, I always tell this story and what got me into drifting, and it's funny because one of my best friends to this day is basically who did it. I was long story short, my dad had a S14 for his daily driver get-around car. Back in the day, he bought it brand new off the lot. And
Oh, wow.
He passed it down to me when I turned 16 and got my license. So I kind of knew that drifting was a thing that you did. And didn't really have anyone in my family that was into automotive, but decided I was going to cut things off and go to the drag strip. So on the way to the drag strip, the first week I had the car, I'd pull into a gas station. It was a 7-Eleven near my house, filling up some fuel. My buddy now, Wesley, pulls up. He's Asian caddy, gets out of the car. It's a SR20, S13, front mount intercooler, black on meshy wheels. Back then you're like, oh, this kid's sick. It's like you're young, whatever. He had 3 hot Asian chicks in the car with him. I was just like, this guy is hanging right now. Like I'm like first week in into the 240 scene, and I'm seeing this, and he comes over right away because he sees the S14. He's like, hey man, what's up? And blah blah blah. And he's like, we're going street drifting tonight. You want to come? Sure enough, that was it. I mean, that night
It's like
we
something
went
out of Tokyo Drift. What's going on there?
First couple of donuts, first couple of donuts that night, and many curb hits and crashes and lower control arms bent later. We're out here doing it for real.
Wow.
So you got the bug then. I mean, that was like a legitimate like scene out of Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift almost. like what you just played in my for us.
Yeah. Never seen him again with 3 hot Asian chicks. Like I feel like I got to.
Oh yeah, that's
funny.
Yeah. Okay. So when was your first competition?
Probably, I don't know if you remember the Florida Drift Championship with Harry Tavola.
Oh yeah.
When he did that. Yeah, I did. Let's see. I believe it was the West Palm Beach Fairgrounds event. Can't remember if it was a parking lot or not. I think it was. That was my first experience into traveling to an event that was more than 30 minutes from me, and also trying to compete. Didn't go very well. Didn't know crap about cars, and there isn't really like there is now that you can go on Google and look up any kind of setup. You're just kind of winging it. But that was my first experience.
We were there for that. I'd like to see if we can find some footage because we were there. I don't know if I was driving that because I was driving an E30 back then. Huh?
Were you driving the S14?
No, I was driving what many people know me as the pink car. Back, it was about half wrapped at this point. I was an S13 coupe with an SR20. And that was, I think, my first month I had that car. We started the wrap and then decided to head down there and do that. We did Gainesville as well in the drag strip parking lot there. That was
the firm.
That was a good one.
Oh, no, not the firm. That was Mo Shittiak. That was Grand Drift.
Yeah, that was Mo. Yep.
Yeah, I was there for that too. My BMW was blue then.
Okay.
Savio was there.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a Grand Drift. Yeah.
I can't remember who else, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, that was a while ago. You know who else was there? Bill Sherman was there.
Really?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, because I was at that event. I didn't compete. Mo wouldn't let me compete.
Okay.
A long story.
Yeah, different story.
Yeah,
okay.
Stupid. But anyways, wow. So you
been around.
Yeah, I you know what? I feel like an ass that I don't remember, but I don't remember much anything.
I was a little drift kid, man. I was 17 years old and just starting to really learn. So I definitely wasn't putting down runs like I do now, and most of the time the car broke. So that was the story of my first experiences.
Okay, wow,
that's cool.
So you did some of the SWD stuff too, didn't you?
I never competed in SWD. I crewed for Pat Gooden when he was in that series. That was my first drift crew experience when I was 17, I believe, and then on into 18 when he did some Pro-Am stuff with FD.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I never competed with them, but I did go to Atlanta and a couple of the rounds to Charlotte Motor Speedway. And yeah. Okay.
All right. So then you were competing a little bit. You're getting your feet wet, driving down here at Harry Turd. What? That's just blast from the past right there, right?
Yeah.
So you got? Where did you get? Tell everybody, where did you get your license from? Was it was a Three Palms, right? No.
So
I don't know.
I did the Three Palm series and I placed 4th, and they only gave licenses up to 3rd place. I missed it by 2 points. I was actually on the final battle too. It was pretty rough against Kevin Lawrence. Which,
his car's right there.
So, we ended up we didn't do anything for the next year, and I ended up petitioning in for 2019 Pro 2 when Enjuku kind of came on along with ISR Performance and built the car, and we were able to get in that way. And
Awesome.
yeah, that's how we ended up doing 2019 at least.
So,
Gotcha.
so how was that transition? Do you think you were prepared for what you experienced going, looking back at it now, right? I mean, you just, well, we'll cover what the current events are, but you're going from Three Palms, kind of competing, some events around Florida, and I'm sure probably outside of Florida a little bit. And now you're petitioning. Was it what you expected it to be once you became pro?
Yes and no. I think I had a little bit more experience than most because I work on pro teams, and I've worked on pro teams for 10 years now. So I had kind of a better understanding of how it operates in the back end of stuff. So I think I had a little bit more of an advantage there. But I mean, nothing can prepare you, for the type of nerves that it puts on you for FD for sure. If I had jumped straight into it from Three Palms, I can tell you right now I wouldn't have been ready for sure. I need those few years to both work in the pro circuit and get along with Enjuku and get a real car set up.
Okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Ben, you had a question?
Yeah. One of the things I'm always been curious about is how did you get involved with Enjuku? Because it seems like you've been involved with them for such a long time, and in many ways they were instrumental in your progression and your on your program. So how did that start?
Absolutely. I mean, being from Orlando, they were an Orlando-based Nissan performance shop, so everyone kind of knew about them in the scene. I actually bought my first exhaust for that 14 that I got directly from the owner, Ken, I believe in 2007 or 2008. And from then on, he would always try to support me in whatever I did, give me discounts, whatever on parts. I ended up getting linked up with a shop called Raw Brokerage in 2014.
Yeah, I remember that.
Who, they gave me my first kind of real experience in a sponsorship. They gave me a motor for a car and kind of helped push me along and give me the right guidance into building a decent car. And from there, I ended up, I think I worked there for 4 years. I wore a bunch of different hats. Shop manager, I was a builder, I did sales stuff. It was a pretty small team. We did a lot of RV specific cars. And I started working for Enjuku in 2018. No real talk of support for drifting, but I mean, I knew that I was going to at least get some better part support. And I think it all just kind of, they had the ISR Performance 350Z that was a blower Chevy motor car just sitting. And, I'm obviously asking, like, when they go drive that thing. And I blew the motor the second lap in. So that happened. They ended up building a new motor for it. And they're like, well, while we're building this motor, do you want to try to do FD? Of course, I want to try. And that's kind of what catapulted the big build, because the car was not serious at all at that point. We had to completely tear it down and do the FD build on it at that point. And we didn't finish the car until the day before my first FD round in Orlando. So I've never driven anything with a dog box, never driven anything really with like over 550 horsepower. And yeah, just threw me in. I actually did pretty well. I think I did 7th place overall, one more time in the top 8. It was pretty good for back then when you can only qualify 16th or higher because they didn't have the top 32 like they do now. But yeah, that's kind of the short story of how that all unraveled. A lot of stuff fell into place just at the right time, but Enjuku's been there for a long time, so happy about that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're happy to have you as a driver because you're exciting to watch, right? I mean, watching you, and I really became a fan once we started watching Clutch Kickers, just watching your driving. I mean, you just lost. Even when you lost in style, right? It's like it was exciting to watch no matter what. Every time you came out, everybody knows when you're going to drive, something exciting is going to happen. And, it makes me think of Chelsea DeNofa. Chelsea DeNofa was like that, too, when he was starting to build his pro program before he went pro. They knew him as being that exciting driver, too. So I'm really excited to see your progression and how your career continues to build up. So, and like I said, I'm sure Enjuku's, they've been around since the beginning, since back in Nopi drift days.
Yeah.
Right. They have a rich history in drifting where like you have Rob Fleming, Matt Backbass, Bill Sherman, All these guys.
Unser, I mean, they
sure,
brought the
they're not
Unser
having
family into
wins.
drifting. Like,
I'm sorry, what?
so they brought the Unser family into drifting with Robbie Unser, if you remember when he drove. And they also brought the first stacker into FD. I mean, they were really pioneers back then, in my opinion, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's still, I mean, okay, so Kevin Lawrence was driving the car, right?
Pat Gooden was
driving the car. And now, not besides Brandon, a driver that I know his fans have been looking to get him into competition.
Didn't Nate Hamilton drive a Juke car for a little while?
I don't know Nate
Was he
Hamilton, but I was
sponsored?
going to say Hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt. Now, like, Enjuku is instrumental into growing his competition experience because Hurt was always just like KDF, you know, just going out doing fun drift events, not really taking it so serious, more about the slam car and doing some fun videos. But now this year, with the help of Enjuku, you know, he did the U.S. Drift Circuit and he's doing clutch kickers. So, you know, hats off to Enjuku.
Yeah, taking competition serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But helping
Yeah,
drivers.
it's been cool. And it's definitely been cool to have him come on and kind of experience the fiasco of competition drifting compared to what he's used to. So we've been making the car better for him each round, and he's definitely getting the hang of that car. I mean, it's a serious car, just like anything else, you know, quick change, dog box, 600 and 700 horsepower, depending. And, you know, definitely happy to see his progression.
Yeah, he definitely looked much better during the last clutch kickers round. So
Yeah.
seems like he's getting the hang of it.
Okay, so have any other question before we start? Okay, so we'll start. So that's basically a little brief history of Brandon McDowell. Now we're going to get a little more current events. What made you decide to go? Because you stopped competing pro, and I guess you lost your license, right? How does that work?
So 2019 was our Pro 2 year, and we did retain enough points. I believe it was over 40 points. If you score, you retain your license for the following year. We ended up taking off 2020, COVID. That was like the big reason of why we didn't do it. We didn't know what was going to happen and yada, yada. After 2020, we made the decision to just take off 21 because we had the opportunity to do clutch kickers. We did clutch kickers in 20 and 21. We've run every single round of clutch kickers. So with having a series available to us that was close, cheaper, and everything else, it just made more sense for us to do that. When I went back and tried to run this year in 22, they denied my license, which I'm not completely mad about. I get it. I took 2 years off, but I was hoping that they'd have a little bit of leeway with it. So that's when I was kind of like in a loophole of, you know, what am I going to do? I knew that the U.S. Drift Circuit was coming up, and I didn't decide to run U.S. Drift Circuit until the night before. And I signed up, and I ended up going by myself. Actually, I showed up there. I didn't do any practice. I did one practice lap and then straight into qualifying, and I didn't have anyone helping until after the first battle because my main crew guy is also a track worker, so he had to work the fun event as well going on. So yeah, it was definitely a light crew for the first round, but it's OSW, and I felt that I was pretty confident in winning against anyone there. So you know, I didn't even have the tires to do it, honestly. It's just barely enough to pull the win on that one. So luckily we didn't have it one more time.
Okay. All right. Well, now I just want to touch on something you meant. So who do you have? Who is your crew?
Adam Green is my crew chief. He has been in drifting for a long time. He's out of Texas. He worked with Nate Hamilton when he was coming up back in Texas, and then moved over with Nate to Florida when Nate had the program here in Florida. And then he stayed in Florida now and still works here at Enjuku as a fabricator as well. So we have him. We have Anand Lorapchan. A lot of people know him as Ant or Jam Jam. He's kind of like he's my big brain. He does the computer stuff. He makes the big decisions, and he's definitely a pivotal part of the program there. Outside of that, we have just people coming in here and there. I got my buddy Eric Gomez, who has been helping a lot with the Clutch Kicker series, and he's also a crew chief in FD for Kazuya Taguchi. He comes in and works with us as well for Clutch Kickers. We always usually have about 3 or 4 guys to try to be there and take care of anything serious to happen.
Okay. So I guess taking the time off, but being able to compete in Clutch Kickers, keeping you in that competitive seat. it may feel like you're taking this break, and I don't know if this goes through your head, but I could see myself going through this as well. Like I'm taking this break from Formula Drift. You're trying to get back into it, but you've had some pretty good battles, right? You're not just sitting at home building a car, not competing. I mean, you still have really fierce competitors that you're going against, top world-class talent. So I see great things for you because you haven't been just sitting around doing nothing. You've been steady behind the wheel, steady competing. So I think that's, we're going to talk about a U.S. Drift Circuit in a minute, that going into next season, it's going to be exciting to watch you.
Yeah,
but-
absolutely. It's all about the seat time in the sport.
Yeah. But I do want to get your thought on clutch kickers. What was your first impression? And we talked about our first impression of clutch kickers, and I'll just kind of share it with you in case you didn't hear it. We've been around drifting in the Florida area, and you have as well, where we've seen these series come out of Florida making a lot of promises and saying they're going to do these things. And you kind of just like, at first you hear it and we're like, yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. And if they make the payouts and we've seen KMS, so I'm not going to go know all of them, but I'll go through,
No, but it was
he knows what I'm
something-
talking about.
Yeah, but it's something that actually blew up clutch kickers.
It
the
did.
fact that they actually handed out the money right away, paid
Right.
everybody right away.
Well, that's why I want to
Yeah.
ask him is like, what was your, before you did that event, what was your initial thought? Was it along those lines?
Absolutely. It was definitely the same thought process. I was involved with Three Palms, which was, honestly, a bad one in that regard. Kevin ended up taking the series, and they didn't pay him $10,000. So, that's huge. And that kind of left a sting in a lot of people's mouths, along with the KMS stuff and whatnot. So going into a big money payout series in Florida, you just always have that in the back of your head. But I had people that were kind of on the inside with the clutch kickers people that are telling me, this is good. This is going to be solid. You don't have to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, I actually podiumed the first round, and Mike walks up to me with a check before we even started breaking down. So, you can't say anything about that. You definitely take care of
you
it.
can't say anything. So that's great. And that was what impressed us, I think, after, and we didn't have an opportunity to go to the clutch kickers until I think it was the fourth round of the first season.
No, we were
It was a fourth round because we only did the last two rounds.
Oh, really?
They didn't really have a live stream really much going on until it really didn't start developing. A little bit each round, and then
we were there for the third round.
No, or fourth round. We only had fourth and fifth round of season one.
shoot.
So anyhow, we saw it, a couple events, and everybody talking it up. And what I thought was great is that was really a pivotal time for the state of Florida in the drifting community across the country, because Florida was always known as like Florida fails, or those guys are just like, it's like the Wild West or whatever. Didn't have much respect. I didn't feel like we had much respect outside of Florida. Like, oh, you drift whatever, people would talk trash, what I would see online, right? So what clutch kickers did, along with OSW, huge, right? And just the events, and now you have like what do you call it? Like Adam LZ moving to Florida. You have Cletus McFarlane and all these other influencers that are. It's been amazing to watch the reputation of Florida drifting grow with the help of clutch kickers. I think clutch kickers is a pivotal part of that. So
Absolutely.
Okay,
Regarding clutch kickers, you think about their first season, and it was 2020, and it was like peak COVID on second round.
Mhm.
So a lot of stuff was shut down, a lot of stuff was going on, and they pushed through, had every round, had spectators at every round, which FD can't even say, and they made it happen, and they're still alive and thriving. So definitely something to say.
Yeah. Michael Castleberry, his crew, Zach, huge part of that. Pat Gooden, a huge part of that. Just everybody. Mike, all those guys. I don't know. They're just awesome people to work with, and it's allowed us to be able to meet other drivers that we've only ever been able to really watch. Right?
Got us to actually watch, Brandon entry.
Yeah.
It's the entry that
Yeah.
gets me every time.
Yeah. I was really sad to see it raining. Yeah, I was sad to see it raining at US Drift Circuit on turn 7, because that's the monster entry.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
okay, so you're doing clutch kickers now. US Drift Circuit, like you mentioned, you just decide to do it the day before. And is this something that you're like? Why? Why did you decide? Why did you wait so long to decide to do it? I guess is my question.
I might have been a little sour with what I wanted to do with FD. And, I just didn't know what was going to happen, both with, support from Enjuku and just how the year was going to go. But I've never passed up a competition at OSW that I could enter. So, I decided to do it, even if it was just going to be for the first round. I told myself I didn't do well, might not do the rest, but I definitely wanted to do OSW at least.
Right. Okay. So now after you do the first round, you got the bug, and now the ball gets rolling, right? Unfortunately, the second round got canceled, right?
We got rescheduled.
Yeah.
Got rescheduled.
Yeah.
And then how did the second round go?
Second round was turn 7. It was solid. We didn't have any crazy issues. We brought Hurt out to that one, so we had both cars there running. I felt really comfortable off the bat, so I knew I didn't need much practice. I ended up getting out qualified by one person, I think, so I qualified second. Ended up raining. It was a terrible storm that came through, ripped up a lot of tents. And actually, I was literally at the line before qualifying, and they were about to launch me, and the wind came in so hard, the tent broke down in front of the car before I could launch. I got a pretty funny helmet video of it. But yeah, we ended up taking a win on that one, and it was pretty solid. I mean, every battle was still kind of semi-wet. The concrete was dry, but the entry was wet, so it was tricky. But it was at night too, with not a lot of light, which was even more rough. So it was good though. I enjoyed it. Like, the track is cool. I definitely enjoyed the later layout that they did in the season, but it was definitely fun for sure. Especially staying at the hotel on site. It's a pretty cool hotel there.
Yeah, it's cool because you're right there. I mean, it really is a good venue. And I think I talked to you. I was like, that back section is a lot of fun.
Definitely.
Okay, so the second round you take first again, and now you're going into the doubleheader weekend after blowing the motor at Clutch Kickers. So I want to actually, before we get into round 3 and round 4, what was going on? I mean, is it just the car was at Clutch Kickers the last round? What was going on with the car? You broke an axle and you blew a motor.
I heard you shot a rod out to the turn.
Yeah, it was gnarly damage. But so following the win at Sebring, I'm pumped up at that point. I really want to bring the real fire to Clutch Kickers, and I know at Clutch Kickers it's a lot more serious cars. There's some more serious drivers. There's a lot of drivers. There's more serious tires too, which was a big thing for me. So you got guys bringing 315s there with no weight limit, and guys are fast. So I'm trying to make mine as fast as possible. I probably have the heaviest car in the circuit. We ended up at the time we were running accelerators for qualifying and our first battle. We brought some GT Radial 295 40s to run in competition. I ran one set at OSW prior, and we turned the boost up, and it was ripping real hard. And I knew it was going to be, I think, the edge I needed. And when we got matched up with, I actually broke the axle on the Accelera coming off the bank. And that was the first axle I've ever broken the car. So I knew that we were already pushing it on the setups. And when we put the big tires on, it was probably going to, obviously break something else or be close to it. But we got matched up with Jonathan Nearen. He's on basically the same tire and 600 pounds less of a vehicle. And we turned it all the way up, and it was fast for most of the bank. And then after that, the rod exited coming down the bank. I think I got through the inner touch and go, and I saw flames come up through the hood, but it wasn't coming in through the cab, so the car was still running, and I decided to just send it. And I probably would have shut it down if I wasn't on his door, but I decided to finish the lap anyway. So it was actually still running until I shut it off when I got off the car.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well.
That's crazy.
Wow. Okay, so...
Yeah, I think I could have started it back up, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
That's
insane.
That kind of reminds me of Paul's episode.
Yeah.
With his fire went on.
Yeah, he blows holes and stuff too.
Yeah.
It's that heavy foot.
It's
It's the big foot.
Yeah, we
both
ended
you guys
up,
got big feet.
Yeah.
We ended up pulling the fire suppression, after I got out of the car and the fire was still going on in the engine bay. And I didn't realize that the suppression system we have was one of the newer setups, and it's odorless. It doesn't like choke you out. It doesn't leave a residue. It's not powdery or anything. So I'm like, I didn't even know this thing worked. It took the fire down. But yeah, I didn't even realize that it worked until someone explained it to me after the fact. And had I known that, I probably would have pulled it in the middle of the run and kept going.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Hey, I have a question before we get into round 3 and 4 of U.S. Drift Circuit. Do you have a game plan when it comes into, or I should say, do you have a different game plan for qualifying versus tandem competition? And let me tell you why I ask you this. I ask you this because we had Jeremy Lowe on a few episodes, and he talked about like just make your car easy to drive during qualifying. Is that something that you've done already, or do you approach qualifying and tandem comp the same way?
Similar way, I would say, because I like to drive the car how I'm going to drive it in a battle, especially if I'm going to be against a serious car. If I'm having problems like making the line, then of course I'm going to make adjustments to the car to, make it easier for me to drive. But if I can be on the line and be on the fast setup, I'm probably going to choose that because I know that's how I'm going to want to drive it in battles and be more comfortable. So we always turn it up a little bit more for depending on the car that we're going against, but typically I try to drive it the whole day how I'm going to drive it during battles.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got a question because people in the chat are kind of wondering about the fire system that you're using, and do you want to kind of elaborate on it? Maybe you want to share what it is, so that way if other people are interested in kind of like acquiring the same one.
I wish I knew the name of it. It's a white bottle. I want to say, man, I'm not sure off the top of my head, to be honest. I will have to possibly get back with you on that one.
All right.
Okay.
Well, maybe you can like send, if you want to send it to us, like shoot us a private message or something like that, and we'll make a post, a follow-up post for everybody.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No. Okay. So, all right. Good. Huh? What?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're solving a technical issue.
They're solving a technical issue. I'm just going to keep rambling on. Okay. So now you're halfway through the season. You're the points leader in U.S. Drift Circuit. Things are looking pretty good. Going into round 3, how do you prepare for a doubleheader event like that?
It's definitely rough. You need double of everything, obviously. We knew we were going to be really tight on tires, so we were going to take one day to not practice, at least not practice a lot. So we chose the first day since it was the same layout prior. I did one practice lap, I think. I did 2 practice laps because you only get 2 sets, two runs to a set of tires. Went straight into qualifying. And qualifying ended up being pouring rain. There was a lot of standing water on track. We ended up qualifying first, so it gave us a pretty big advantage going into the battles. And it didn't really dry up much before the battles. And we were also having some difficulties with the car there because it's a big entry, like you had mentioned before. So you're basically full lock, at least I am, coming into that corner. And a little background on what we did with the engine of the car. I had put in a high compression iron block motor that I had laying for my practice car here. And we had an aluminum block in it. So we increased the weight roughly 100 pounds on the front. I had talked the guys out of doing a spring rate change, which ended up being a mistake because I ran into some binding issues, even at clutch kickers before we increased the spring rate change. So it's basically the same thing. There's more weight on the front. When I'm at full lock, it was dragging the front end down, and I was running into just binding issues. So I was having to deal with that as well. We couldn't turn the power up a ton on this motor because we don't want to damage it. So I was having to do fourth and dropping into third on the entry as well.
Oh, okay.
So it was like downshift, trying to pull it off a block, keeping the motor from stalling out too, because we had just got it retuned and it was kind of a little fat down low, so it was trying to stall. All those issues compounded to having a problem in our battle, basically. I tried to downshift on our first run in the lead and wouldn't go in, didn't go into gear again. Finally got into gear and I bobbled and straightened, and that basically took us out of competition right away. So it was like kind of, one of the eye-opening things. I think I needed that terrible result on the third round to keep my head level enough to finish off the Sunday, you know. Because had I won them all, there's no telling how I would have felt, you know, ready to go, I guess. But who knows?
Yeah, you know, I was impressed with round 4. Thank God it didn't rain, right? Because looked like it was going to rain. But what I was impressed with was and Jaden, little Jaden. I mean, he really he did really well.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a ripper, man. I mean, 14 years old. How can you how can you take anything away from him? He's in a vet, and it's not like a super serious setup drift car. I mean, I know it's got angle and decent bit of power, but yeah, he's definitely killing it. He's gonna be a threat in the future, that's for sure.
Yeah. So all right. So now you got your so how does it work? So because I don't really know. I never bothered or even worried about going pro. So you got a provisional license from U.S. Drift Circuit. Is that how that works? And so what's the next step?
To be honest, I'm not even sure how it works.
Okay.
I feel like FD is this mysterious organization that, you know, doesn't like to give the tempo
Illuminati.
And yeah, for real. Like I couldn't tell you. I'm getting told from multiple people that it's going to be a 2-year wait time on this license.
What?
Granted, I'm in a little bit different situation, having been a driver before. There's a priority status, from what I'm understanding, for pro drivers that are dropping down from pro into pro spec, and there's a hard driver's cap. So I don't know if they're going to change the driver's cap this coming year, or they can keep it going. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to run next year. You know, it's all still in the air. It's all going to come down to what support I'm going to have. So
I'm going to give you my opinion on something, and you can either agree with it or elaborate on it. But from what I understand, pro drivers can compete in pro spec and pro at the same time. Is that correct?
I believe, as long as you're not standing top 16 or higher.
I think that's garbage.
Well, nobody's doing that.
Yep. There's nobody who does that. You sure? Are you sure about that?
Nobody's doing that.
Nobody's doing it this year. No, they've done it in the past.
They've done it in the past.
Yeah, but nobody's doing it now.
Well,
No,
I
no
still
one's
think
done
it's.
it
I
in,
think
I
it's
think, 2
BS.
years.
I don't think the pro drivers should be allowed to drop down. And if they do drop down, they shouldn't be allowed.
Well,
to
they can't do
both.
it now because there's a requirement for the stock column in most of the pro drivers.
Well, I mean, some of the pro drivers can have 2 cars.
But it's not even an argument. It doesn't happen.
Why are you trying to argue me with an argument? We're trying
to
have
bring up. Okay.
well, anyways, I don't know. Forget my point. Forget it. Thanks, Paul.
With the driver,
we hope to see you
cap, they
drive.
may have changed the rule. I'm not sure.
Yeah. All right. So, well, hopefully, like you said, you'll have a little more priority, and we'll see you next season.
We'll see.
And but you have to go through pro spec, right? You can't just do you go right to pro?
I have no
I
idea.
guess. I mean, I know I got a pro spec license, but I don't care to drive pro spec, to be honest. I want to drive pro. That's the ultimate goal, I guess, for anyone trying to do this, and I guess for the guys driving pro spec. But, in my opinion, pro spec doesn't really prepare you for pro, and I think FD is starting to see that. I think they need guys that are on the big tire and going into it with a big tire and having the background on the big tire, because you go to the 255 and it's a whole different ball game, in my opinion. So I don't know what FD is going to do. I do think they want to separate the series. I don't know if they're going to start separating it by round or something, if they're going to actually have different standalone pro spec rounds like they've done in the past, or what. But I think that they need to just have a more defined pathway to either series. You know, if it's just petition in and hope you get it, then that's what it is, I guess. If it's pay X amount of money, that they need to say that. I don't know, whatever it is. Like, I think they need to give a little bit more clarity on the situation.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because I mean, pro spec is so. I mean, the cars are so crazy right now. And
for sure,
I mean, it's
a lot of them don't need to be.
The only thing that's really separating them is the tires, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's weird.
Like, my car is still legal for pro spec right now. I still have a standard pedal, standard steering shaft, so I could go into it. I'm hoping they don't do the dumb radiator rule I've been hearing about.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Wait, what's the what?
They want to. Well, the one rule that they're debating on whether to push is that you can't have a rear radiator.
I don't know.
It was a kind of crazy thing, but
It's almost like they're trying to make it like D1 Street Series, Street League, right? What do they call it? Street
no, they say they're trying to do it because they're trying to keep it, I guess,
grassroots-ish?
well, just
The
affordable is
budget,
what
the
they're trying to
budget
say.
thing. Yeah. Yeah,
But, I
definitely
mean,
a
I don't know
budget
what-
thing.
I don't know how that makes it affordable.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like Brandon was saying is like it's if somebody's going pro, I don't think they should do that because if you make pro spec really affordable, right?
Well, it's not, they're not making it affordable.
Well, what I'm saying is like if you make it that much a difference when they go from that pro spec to pro, it's going to be a big
Yeah.
difference. It
It's
should
weird.
be.
I
it
didn't
should
know
be
they had
really
a
close
driver
to-
cap. What do you know what the driver cap is?
37, I believe.
37. That seems weird.
37.
It's just laughable though when they talk about budget because they talk about budget and then they have guys that need to spend $4,000 a weekend on tires and have them
Yeah.
at a capped amount of money. Even if they have a sponsorship, they have to pay X amount of money per tire. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
allow another tire in or figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that pro spec should be as close to the pro as it can be. That's what it was before. And that Pro 1, Pro 2 was basically it was
Well,
almost
I
the
mean,
same thing, wasn't it?
There wasn't as many good drivers as there is now. I mean,
Was
it's
that
not-
even
If
more
you're trying to
reason
really feed people, if you're trying to feed them into pro, then yeah, I think that they could definitely use a little bit more. I don't know, just the tire thing alone is big for me. Like my car is a completely different animal on a 255 than it is a 285 alone. It's not even talking about the brand,
Mm-hmm. Well,
yeah, that's crazy. 255 is pretty small.
what happened?
Oh,
The-
Austin.
yeah,
Okay, I'll
yeah.
fix it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know why.
Just keep at it.
Yes. Okay.
Keep talking about how
Message
dumb it
him,
is.
let him know that we'll
You
get back to him.
Yeah, I'll message them that way. Their stream. So
Okay. So, how you doing?
we didn't pay for the full Google Meets.
We
so
didn't pay for the
What are you doing, man?
I'm giving them the explanation.
Yeah, I mean he's
Come on.
potty mouth Paul.
Potty
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're gonna get him back. Gosh. That's because I have some more questions I want to ask him.
Yeah.
That just kind of blew my mind right now. My mind is blown. Yeah, pretty bad. But I'll tell you right now, though.
You sent them the new link?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Text
I'm
me
here.
something.
There you go.
Okay,
Wow.
there we go.
Thank God.
I was getting ready for it. Of course, you just had to potty
Oh.
mouth you.
Potty mouth.
That would have been a great time for a commercial. So if you're watching this show and you want to have a commercial on the Drift Sessions podcast, send it our way.
so we can pay for our Google Meets.
Yeah, so we can pay for our Google Meets.
Raid Shadow Legend.
Sorry about that.
Anyways, okay, so I know what I want to ask you.
You're
Before I
ranting
lose-
about FD.
I was ranting about FD. I gotta stop
Okay,
that. Oh, my
yeah.
bad. Anyways,
Yeah, move on.
I'm moving along. Looking back at your career, okay, and I have asked pretty much every driver that has been on the show. I like to see. I'd like to ask you a contrast. I want to know if you're willing to share. What would you say is your like lowest moment, whether it be losing an event or just a struggle to maybe something that like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I want to quit kind of moment, or they're just scared the bejesus out of you moment, whatever it is, a bad moment, and then your highest high, like, where you felt like you're on top of the world.
Man, that's a tough one. I'll tell you, I've never been in a situation where I've told myself I want to quit. Drifting is everything to me, and I'll never quit this shit. But I'll have that, 15, 20 minutes after I wreck or blow a motor or whatever it is, if I get beat and I thought I didn't get beat, to sulk about it. And, you gotta have a good attitude after that. I mean, that's just how it goes in this. I always tell people that drifting is more close to skateboarding than it is to motor car racing. Like, it's
Yeah.
a judge
definitely.
sport. Like, we'll never have this definitive like racing thing about us. So, it is my lowest moment. I couldn't really tell you. I love every moment that I am drifting, whether it's braking, whatever it is. I'm at the track. I mean, it's a lot more than some people can say. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have a super low moment. The motor blowing was pretty crappy, but we kind of expected it. As far as high moments, man, I mean, it's going to be hard to top last weekend. I mean, finally achieving like a champion status
Yeah.
Even though it's pro-am, is still very big for me, and to validate myself from before when having to petition in, like now I'm there and I know I deserve to be there. So I think last weekend's probably one of my top moments, for sure. But just getting to drive this crazy ass car anytime is a top moment for me. So
Right.
Yeah, and you drive it hard too, so that's you really do a good
you
job
gotta
throwing
drive
that
it
thing around.
man.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, love watching you drive. Okay, well that's good. I mean, you love every moment of it. We can see that in your driving. You look like you're having a blast. What was I was asking another question.
So
was
what's the
gonna say-
highest and lowest moment?
I know you already asked.
Yeah, no, I'm saying. I'm
Oh,
just
you're trying to
helping
get.
him.
Oh, you're trying.
Trying to slap you.
I have a problem with memory. My memory kind of jumps around. So.
So.
It was an accident back in the day. Anyways, so what I wanted to focus in now is, so what have you learned about developing a program versus when you went pro the first time, right? Because you've had a few years to start focusing on developing yourself, a personality, whether it be a personality. I don't know if you're doing YouTube or whatever it is.
What would you do different?
What are you going to do different developing a program this time versus last time?
Well, a lot of this rolls into, the work that I've done for a lot of the pro teams. So like I was saying before, I understand what is required in FD to at least run a legitimate program. Whether it's successful or not is usually on the driver. But I don't know. Enjuku's been such a big supporter in it that they've done this for a long time. So they kind of know their program situation, and it's not going to be super far away from where we were in the first year. When I was running alongside Kevin, he was in pro and I was in pro too. So this year, I don't know if we'll have a teammate or not, but kind of letting a little bit of a cat out of the bag. What was supposed to happen this year was Jerry Yang was supposed to run our program, and the aspect of him managing it all, and me and Enjuku kind of taking off from the logistics side of things, which is really big, travel to each event and yada, yada, yada. That wasn't going to be a problem for us this year. But since the FD thing happened, that couldn't happen. That might be a possibility again in the future. There's no telling, either with him or another team. But I think that's probably the route I do going forward, is to find a competent team or manager to at least handle logistics side of things, so I can just show up and drive, or show up and maybe set the car up a little bit, whatever it is, but try to take the stress of everything else off of me. I think the stress level, especially at FD, is pretty huge if you can get it off of yourself.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna kind of lighten it up a little bit. We talked a lot about it. Do you have something?
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot it. I know what you're
you're
talking about. Let me set that up. Yeah.
But while he's working on what I want to get your opinion on something in just a moment. Ben will bring it up for you. But before we get into that, what is your dream car? Some people, they want like an old school Chevy or something like that. Some people want a Skyline. What would you say if you could have any car? What car would it be?
Like the car, or just
not for
daily,
drifting,
whatever.
just like a sick daily or weekend rider.
Oh man, there's so many close to number one that it's hard. But
well, let's start with the make. What's your favorite make?
Even that, like it's hard. I would
Putting him on the spot too.
am I going Italian? Am I going American?
Whatever you want. There's no money. Money's not the issue. Sky's the limit.
Honestly, like if I was just like wanting to cruise around in something, it'd probably be the old school Lincoln Continental suicide door convertible, like
Okay.
white walls, that type of status for sure. I like the old school cars. But yeah, drifting's a whole nother story. But yeah, if I had to cruise around in something, that'd probably be it. Or like an old school truck, like a 50s F100 or something like that. I think it's pretty cool. The big old front fenders on it and stuff.
Yeah.
Good bed.
I like I follow there's on Instagram Everything Low. I don't know if you follow them or not. They throw these sick like 1940s like trucks that are dropped. They're just
Oh really?
Yeah, they're so sick. Actually, I don't know if you remember seeing what was the movie with the guy that played Wolverine, and it was about robot boxing. What was it?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hugh
yeah.
Jackman, what was it?
Hugh Jackman. I forgot.
Real Steel. Real
Oh yeah,
Steel.
okay.
Yeah, that's
You
it,
saw
Real
that,
Steel.
that truck that he was driving with like that flat nose.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
thing
that's
is sick.
probably an international. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love,
that's a cab over engine. Yeah.
yeah, cab over engine. Those are the
Yeah.
old ones. Those are sick.
Yeah, definitely. Big cool tow rig.
Okay, so now let me start. Benny, you ready?
Not yet.
Oh, he's not yet. Okay, all right. So, how much time do I have before you're ready?
Give me like 5 minutes.
Oh, 5 minutes. Okay, so I got to ramble on. Paul, you have anything?
Do I have anything?
Oh
No,
man,
I
you're
have
full
nothing.
of nothingness.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay,
Absolutely
now I
nothing.
gotta think of something. Okay, well, let me try this. Let me speak slowly, and maybe I'll take up the time needed. Okay.
Who? Oh no. What?
Okay.
What about like a? What would be like if you had a chance to battle anybody? Who would you pick to battle against on a tandem?
James, Peter, or Daigo. That would, I don't know if it's in that order or not, but definitely the top three probably.
Yeah.
Which funny enough, I've worked for all of them.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, spotted for James and Peter before. I've fixed Daigo Saito's car on a 5-minute call in Seattle.
Awesome.
Yeah, I used to work on the Achilles team, so there was
There you go.
probably 6 or 7 cars on the team at that point, and yeah, some of the best drivers in the world, man. You gotta learn when you can.
I got a question. All right.
There you go. So
If
yeah,
you
no, trigger.
had to say you had a rival, right, in competition, who would you say that rival is? Getting back into the wrestling kind of thing, you know?
Funny enough, they both have Corvettes. It's either Taylor Hall or Dirk Stratton, just for the fact that they both beat me more than twice now, and I'm over it. So
There we go.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, this
Yeah.
you get a little juicy. How we doing, Ben?
That's
I'm gonna have to do some like behind the scenes stuff. So let me go ahead and I guess start setting it up.
Okay, so I'm gonna set up. So now this is really us kind of like dreaming. Maybe someday we'll have the money or we'll have the following to where we can develop and put together a drift sessions mobile drift stream vehicle that we could take everywhere. Can you see that, Brandon?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, not yet.
No.
Okay.
Working on it.
So I had Pat look at some in the past. I just want to get your opinion on what do you think about these vehicles or whatever I'm going to show you as a mobile trailer or mobile live stream unit, and just kind of get your feedback. And we're going to talk about it as well. You know, the goal is someday to be able to go to drift events anywhere and just roll up and do a live stream for everybody and
be able to give everybody coverage, give
everybody
drivers coverage, give
right, because our goal is to just try to
promote drivers.
right. We want to support the drivers, right? Because you know as well as anybody else that getting your name out there, especially if you're looking to be competitive, is very important. So whatever we can do to help the drivers and just have fun meeting new drivers along the way, everybody wins. Ben,
Yeah.
when can you see it or no?
Well, yeah, he gets.
I see something there. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the first
cut to it? So it's this one over
Okay,
here.
so this I found. Brandon, you can see it.
Yeah, the red one.
Okay, so this is a red trailer. I thought this is something that's $10,000 is a little pricey, but I mean it looks pretty nice. What are your thoughts?
It's pretty cool. I mean, a little fold out stage kind of
What-
area. I'm
what-
assuming you can sit and whatnot, but it looks cool, definitely.
Is that a trailer?
Yeah, it's a trailer that folds out. I thought it'd be see if it folds
Oh,
up pretty
wow.
nice.
What the heck?
Yeah.
A tiny little trailer.
See, that's something, but it's $10,000.
Well, that's way too much.
Yeah.
It's nice though. It's
So,
Are
compact.
you going to be dancing on this trailer?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things we could do on this, but
Kind
I
of
mean,
the
so
pole.
I'm easing you in, okay? I'm easing you in. We'll get more reaction as we move on to next
Well,
one.
how-
But Paul,
well-
what do you think about it?
Well, I don't know. It looks like I don't know. It looks like you'd be a DJ on this.
But I'm saying like Ben can be in the back. We put a little AC unit in there. We can have the judges kind of right there. It's not high enough, but what do you think, Ben?
I think it's a dance studio. like a dance stage.
I
Think it's too small?
well, the lack of AC is an issue there.
Lack of shade.
So,
Yeah, we're in Florida, man.
Take care of that. That's very important. And I would probably go for a pass on this one.
Okay, so that's a hard pass. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pass.
All right, next one. So this
What the? Frick is
Well,
it?
take a look
He's
at
got
it.
a garbage bag on the front of it. He's standing on the top of a steel building.
Yeah, he is standing on top
That's
of
kind of sketchy.
Okay, but look, it's solar
Okay.
panels.
I love the wood panel.
He just got the windshield cover to keep it protected. What do you guys think?
It looks like a bus.
It is a bus, but look, it
It
has
looks-
a ladder. We can go on the roof. The judges can be on the roof. Brandon, come on, back me up on this one.
Yeah, I mean, shuttle buses are cool. I do like build outs on them. You at least get some AC inside, maybe get a little platform on top. Not sure what's ever going on in that particular bus. You never know. But
Yeah, Ben, you're going through the pictures too fast.
Yeah, go slow down.
Yeah, it
This
has
is-
toilet paper. Comes with
This is
toilet
a
paper.
creepy. What
now
the
that,
frick
I mean,
is this?
look at that. That's got character.
This is a rustic inn. The hell?
yeah,
Oh no mattress. Don't need that.
No, wait.
The bird cage.
Oh my
Well,
god.
that's where we will keep like the judges.
Keep him in the cage.
You don't want him to take off. You want to
Yeah.
trap him.
Yeah.
He had to bring the armoire with him.
oh my gosh.
He's got the solar set up. Okay. Wait.
Kitty biscuits. I'm sold.
We need him. You need him.
Yeah.
That's it right there.
Oh.
Kitty
break
biscuits.
out the wallet, man. Break out the wallet.
Oh my god.
50 grand, a little pricey, right?
Kitty biscuits. We need them. You need them. Oh my god.
Are they- I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sold with the kitty
That's-
biscuits.
that's
yeah.
great.
Okay, so we got some traction on this one.
Kitty biscuits.
The next
no,
one-
that's gross. No, that's pretty bad.
All right.
Okay, now this one,
Oh well.
The
oh,
short bus.
The short.
the short bus.
I actually like this one. I like how the
go through the
wipers are
pictures
like
slow. Go through the pictures slow. Don't zoom through them. Brandon, thoughts?
slow.
It's cooler looking. It looks like it's got a little stars and stripes thing going on in the front.
Oh, like a stripper pole.
Oh, look at that red, white, and blue Punisher. Oh, sick.
I like the
Oh,
kicker
man.
logo.
Oh man.
It's got a sound system in it.
I mean, it honestly looks cleaner than the shuttle bus.
Is that a wait, go back. Is that like bamboo fencing on
Yeah,
the
it's bamboo
ceiling?
ceiling. It's a bamboo ceiling. So
It's like the
Is
privacy
that
fence.
shag
Looks like
next
privacy
to it?
fence on
Is
the
that shag all over the roof?
I don't know. Keep going. It's nice. Got good sound system, so that's good for Ben with the audio and everything, right? We could probably use that. Got a sync.
What are you guys
could-
trying to do again?
Well, don't
it's
ask questions. Don't ask
Multi-purpose. Yeah,
questions.
yeah. Don't ask some serious.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
go.
Okay.
There you go.
That's
There
what
you
I,
go.
that's
There
what I
you go.
thought. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Well, but no. One more picture.
I don't think the wife's going to
This
prove
is,
this.
no, this is gonna get
No,
flagged.
it's one more picture. What next one? Now, this
Oh my
is
God.
my thing. What goes on in somebody's mind says, I know. Let me get this person.
That's
I'm
what
trying
the
to be,
bus is for.
But what I'm saying is like, but you throw it on. Brandon, come on.
I want to go to the next.
Well,
What's the next?
no,
picture?
no,
I mean,
that's-
the guy called his sister in, needed a model.
Hey, you over there? Why don't you get car takes pictures and it'll sell fast.
Well, what is it? What does it say? I want to read the description.
Well, let's finish the
Oh,
photo
yeah.
Oh
first.
yeah, we're not done. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
There we
That's
go.
it.
There we
Far
go.
too much.
See more. See more. I want to see more
Okay.
on the description.
Description, down.
Click.
Oh, yeah, see
yeah,
more.
right there.
Hey, Seymour.
I don't think what does it
Okay.
say.
Oh, nothing. Nothing really.
No. But yeah, the descriptions weren't all that great on this one.
Oh, boy.
But
No.
I just thought like the things that
Oh.
people post up, like this, I
Yeah.
know if I post this picture up, it'll sell.
It doesn't beat that one little van that you found that one time. I don't know
Oh
what
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what
that one
those,
was a good one. Yeah.
That one was that was a bang bus.
So
It was called.
yeah. So you have to say the short bus is probably your favorite, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
I
so.
think
That's
so.
my favorite.
I liked it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The short bus.
I don't know
only
what we're
have to
gonna do
change
with the
it.
stripper pole, but
Yeah.
So round 4 clutch kickers.
we can have that's how you petition. If you want to petition your call, you got to do a little.
Yeah. yeah. You don't have to pay $250.
Yeah. No,
You gotta
$250.
dance the pole. You dance that pole.
Yeah, you got to dance on that
Then we'll
pole.
listen to you.
Yeah.
It's $250, or you got 30 seconds on the pole, bud.
I think you make it the pole only, and I think that
No. So you 200 foot. If you lose the protest, you have to.
No.
No?
It's strictly only the poll because that will stop almost everybody. And the first person that actually does it will be ridiculous. You just automatically yes, you get it overturned.
And we got to give him an outfit.
All right, one more time.
Got to give him an outfit, like Clutch Kicker's G-string or something like that.
Oh God,
Oh,
it can
man.
reuse too.
Yeah,
It's the
it's the
same
same
one.
one. We
Man,
never
man.
wash it. We never wash the
no.
underwear.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well we gotta let Zach know that that's
Yeah, we'll have
the rule book
Okay.
for 2023
yeah.
stripper pole to
Protest.
petition.
Yeah,
Okay.
petition. Yeah.
I got a question in the chat, and by Patrick Gooden, who writes, "What is your favorite flavor? Favorite flavor of Cisco?"
Oh
There's formaldehyde in that, right?
my God, that's like an inside joke from Pat, and that brings up terrible memories from FD. But
You got to answer it
yeah,
for our
I mean,
fans.
definitely strawberry. Definitely strawberry.
Okay.
Sounds like the stripper
What,
pole.
there's a follow up. It says drinking your favorite flavor at Irwindale. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh my God. I won't get in trouble now, I guess. But yeah, I was 18 years old and went to Irwindale with Patrick Gooden on my first road trip to California for Pro-Am Nationals, which is before Pro 2. And yeah, he bet me I couldn't drink an entire bottle of Cisco, which I didn't know what the hell Cisco was at the time.
Embalming
Freaking
fluid.
bumming, I guess. Yeah. And, yeah, he bet me dinner, so I got a free dinner out of it, which I think we went to like Hardee's or something. I don't know, but yeah, that was not worth the food, but definitely an interesting experience. Oh man, I'm just glad he didn't bring up the Montezuma's Gold tequila.
Well,
So, we'll
you just
pass
did, my
on that
friend. You just did. Tell us about it. Now. I'm interested. What's going on with that?
The Montecula tequila.
Montezuma's Gold, plastic bottle, the finest plastic bottle tequila. So back when I used to work with Pat, also I was probably 17 or 18 years old. I went to one of his house parties. Hopefully this isn't bad information here, Pat, but
Well,
he's the king of spring
he
break.
started it, and he's the king of spring break, so he's gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, true. So he has his LS white 240 at this point, and the party's raging. I think Jeremy Lowe's there, Dan Chilton's there, a bunch of drifters, a bunch of people from Orlando, and he bets. Same situation. He bets me an entire bottle of tequila. If I could drink it all, he would sign the title to his LS 240 and give it to me on the spot.
Oh, wow.
If you
And
survive.
he broke the title out and everything, and it was like ready to go. So I start banging into it, and he even says Jeremy can help me, and I'm like, I'm 18 years old, so I'm doing shots, like shot for shot for shot for shot, and it was a 175, I think, a full bottle, and I woke up the next morning outside on top of an ant pile with Sharpie all over my back.
Oh no! Oh God!
I got
man.
inside eventually, and there was like a shot and a half left in the bottle.
Oh,
no.
Damn.
Oh, man, you almost
there.
made it.
You're a
Yeah.
shot and a half away from
Almost.
Pat Good's car.
Almost. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So that was good times there, Pat.
Wow. Oh
That's
man, oh
funny.
man. All right. I mean, I can't think of my brains. That was great.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything else. Now I'm just thinking of ants.
Ants.
I can't imagine that.
Ants
Oh
in your
my
pants.
God.
Yeah,
Ants in your pants, sleeping in it.
Waking up into ant pile. Oh my God,
I can't top
That's
that
rough,
one. That's
man.
rough.
that is rough.
I've thrown up on walls and I've done some crazy stuff, but I've never. Oof! I can't even imagine that one. All right, well, so now you got some work ahead of you, right? You have to obviously figure out how you're going to go forward with this license, provisional license, and hopefully they'll give you enough notice and you'll have some kind of concrete answer. I give you enough time to prepare for next round. But how's it looking? To be prepared for? I mean, your car's pretty much good right now, right? Or are you gonna have to swap that engine out again?
I mean, I definitely want, I think, to change the setup up a little bit going into whatever we do next year. I was wanting to go NA, but I think it's going to be a little bit too much money. So I think we're going to end up doing a blower motor, probably something like a tall deck 454 with a blower on it, and just more response, a little bit less weight. I got to try to pull some weight out of the car and then decide what we're going to do, if we're going to do pro spec or not. Honestly, like if I had an unlimited budget, I would build a different car that was lighter for pro spec if I was going to go to pro spec. But we'll see what happens. It's all up in the air, really. Probably, hopefully, maybe have some more information after SEMA, but see what FD says after that.
Okay.
Have you given any thought to round 4 clutch kickers? How are you going to attack the course? What changes are you going to make for that?
Well, we've officially signed with Accelera Tire, which is pretty cool. So they're on board with us fully, and we'll be running those tires the whole round. I probably won't be the fastest car there, so I really got a lot of work cut out for us. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping for the bank. I don't think anyone can beat me on the bank. So if it's a bank layout, hopefully I have a little bit of advantage there and take it to the battles. Try to beat them when they're driving, you know. Hopefully I actually get to qualify and qualify well. I'm pretty over braking in the first round of qualifying, but
Yeah.
that will definitely assist if I can lead first.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
weather. Well, I
We should
think
be
we're
past the rain by then.
Yeah, we'll be past the
as
rain.
long as no
so-
hurricanes.
Right. Yeah. Well, no, we'll be October. We should be good. But I know next round's not on the bank. Next round's all infield, and then the final round will be back on the bank.
Is it really?
No.
Is
The
that,
final
is
final
that
round is
100%
random.
fact?
Right.
It's driver's choice.
Drivers, it'll be on the
Is it
bank.
100% fact there's no bank? Or?
On the next round, yes,
It's all,
Man,
it's
that's-
all internal.
it's all
Sucks,
internal.
man. I don't understand why they do that. In my opinion, it's like the coolest part of the whole track. Like, man, it's like I love clutch kickers to death, but this whole like keeping the low power cars in the game, it doesn't work because the fast cars are still fast on the flat than they are on the bank. So it's like
Mhm.
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense to take down the bank for it. But whatever, we'll take it to the round and see what happens.
Mhm.
Yeah, we also. I mean, you never know. Sometimes when we try the layout, it doesn't work. You know, like the last layout, we had to cut.
Yeah.
They had to cut out an
It was
extra.
too long. You know, what I'm actually shocked though is that 2 rounds, both rounds are on the bank. Alec Hunterdale
I
got
mean-
sucked into the bank. Got sucked into the wall twice.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know once.
Nope. Twice.
You
He
sure?
hit the.
I
yeah, he
think
hit
it
the
was
wall last
twice.
Yeah. First round he
Oh.
did. Took him
I
out
didn't know.
completely.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, so yeah, next round I know for sure is not going to be on the bank. But Paul, they said his driver's choice, from what I understand. So
fifth
I'm
round, yeah.
yeah, on the
Yeah,
fifth
they
round,
gotta
it's
take a
gonna be back on the bank. The guys most of the guys like the
Yeah,
bank.
I think all the drivers want to.
It makes it exciting too. I mean, you have a nice long sweeper, gives you guys time to just, especially for like the camera, just to have that time you guys going around the sweeper, just ripping it on the wall and stuff. It's exciting to watch.
Yeah.
Did they ever do
You're
one that
just having
goes?
a wall ride.
Mm-hmm.
Did we ever do a layout that goes from the bank into the infield back onto the bank?
Not yet, no.
That's what they need to do. That'd be cool.
Be
Like a
cool.
huge kidney bean.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I just wanted to add that I'd argue that not a lot of drivers enjoyed the bank because looking at what happened the last round
Yeah.
and all the drivers that struggled
But-
with it, I would imagine that many of them were not a fan of the bank.
yeah, but that's you know,
Yeah.
there was a lot of struggling to keep above that line, at least during practice. But it can be done, and if you need to push, I think the drivers need to push themselves. So
I just thought of a question. Brandon, what was your thoughts on going over that hop or hump or whatever you want to call it, going into outer zone number 3, I believe, right?
coming out of the infield, yeah.
Yeah, coming out of the infield.
My car took it really well. I actually enjoyed it. It kind of helped the car snap to lock and set you up. I think it was maybe a menace for some people's cars and setup, but I really enjoyed it. It's another little dynamic of the track that is pretty cool and produces some cool pictures too. So
Mhm.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I liked the way it looked. I mean, when driving it, but I liked the
No,
way it
it
looked.
looked fun. Looked like a lot of fun.
Looked like it was cool.
Yeah, you had to be on a wide line or else you were really jumping high on the inner.
Yeah, it looked like some people, based on their line they were taking, it looks like it hit completely different. You know, some people
Yep.
on their line, it looked like it would just completely upset the car, and other people didn't look like it really affected them too much.
They need to learn where to time the transition, I think.
I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah.
Brandon says the line, so I'm guessing that's what it is.
Yeah, it's more aggressive on the inner part of the turn, the bump
Gotcha.
is. So if you're exiting by it, it's a little bit less.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that because I'm watching these one car just completely fly up in the air,
Yep.
and another car just kind of take it, and I'm like, why one car being able to take it and another not? Is it all
I mean, some
suspension?
of that's set up
So-
too. You know, some of it's definitely set up. The vets actually didn't seem like they took it very well at all. I don't know if it's a shot size on them or what, but they definitely seem to have a problem for sure.
Yeah, they look like they got upset the cars got upset pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you next round. We're excited that you were able to get that provisional license and just have a dominating performance in the prospect the Formula Drift Prospect series that U.S. Drift Circuit put on for you guys. Those people that are watching or watch this later on, where can they find you? Do you have a YouTube channel? Are you big on Instagram? More on Instagram than Facebook?
I'm more on Instagram than I am anything. It's McDrifting on Instagram. On TikTok is McDrifting as well. I don't post there all too much. I do have a YouTube channel. I don't post on it all too much, but I'm trying to get a load of content together so I can maybe start doing something periodically. But same as there, McDrifting on YouTube as well. So yeah, find me there, and I try to post a lot of in-car stuff and try to show how we manage these crazy ass cars these days.
Yeah. And what about sponsors? Obviously, Enjuku Racing, and then you have some new sponsors, you said?
Yeah, Enjuku Racing. We brought on Tire Streets and Accelera Radio this past week. Got Square Wheels USA, ISR Performance, DC Power Alternators, Design Engineering. Competition Clutch has been a huge supporter of our program too for a long time. So I'm really stoked on them. Yeah, man. And Enjuku is really they're the killers, man. They've been doing it for me for a long time now. So hopefully we can keep it up next year and really bring the heat to FD.
Okay. So when you're not on the track and you're not wrenching on the car, what will people find you doing?
Fishing.
Salt or fresh?
Largemouth, yeah, freshwater, really.
There we go.
Yeah, but honestly, it's most of the life is cars. You know, I do still work on the pro circuit too, so I go to all the FD rounds. I've been working for Mike Power this year, so we got Utah coming up soon, and looking forward to that. And then closing out the season with him, hopefully strong, and then yeah, man, hopefully have a good off season and get the car back in good shape and attack next year.
Yeah. Cool. Good deal. Unfortunately, we're not going to. We're hoping we'd see you at a LS Fest. Look at you, just shaking your head. Wait, well, you don't. Okay, now
Keep
Ben,
going.
Uh,
Just keep going.
keep going. I'm going. Can
Just get to the point.
I? He gets. Look at him. He's nervous.
He's nervous.
So we had an exciting opportunity, and we want to thank Zach and also Nick Swan for this as well. Me and Ben are going to be doing the commentary for LS Fest. So that's pretty exciting. Ben's been not wanting to share it because he's afraid he's going to jinx it. But unfortunately, I was hoping you're going to be there, but maybe next year we'll be back and you'll be there next time. So,
And man, you guys will do great. It's an awesome event. You'll really like it. So I wish you guys luck there. Hopefully you have a good time.
yeah, no, we will. You'll just check us out on Instagram like everybody else that's watching, and we'll post stuff so you guys can see what's going on because they're not live streaming it yet. Maybe next year. Maybe next year we can help them out.
Maybe we
with
can
that.
talk them into it.
We can talk them into it or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
anyhow, we're gonna let you go, Brandon. I appreciate your time and
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, coming on, and it's just great to see what's to come for you in sport of drifting. So we look forward to seeing you battle it out in the rounds to come, especially clutch kickers, and hopefully next year in Formula Drift.
Definitely.
All right.
Hey, man, thanks guys. I appreciate you. It was awesome being on. Hope you guys have a good one.
Yep. We'll
Thank
see
you,
soon.
Brandon.
Thanks, Brandon.
Have a good night.
All right.
Bye guys. Later.
So yeah, I don't know.
I got the desk stare.
We got the desk there. It's like your mom when she tells you.
I was like,
Don't
oh,
say it.
yeah,
Your
I was
wife,
like, don't say
yeah.
it.
Your wife.
I got the like,
Yeah. Don't say it.
Say no without moving my head.
That's funny.
Are we off the air?
Well, no, we're still.
Oh, we're still on the air.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah. No, we're always on.
I think we should talk about that because
Well,
I think that's exciting.
No, I think it's great.
I think it's great, exciting.
So,
That's exciting news.
guys. So everybody watching, you'll see Tim, and you maybe not see him, but
We'll hear.
if you're there, you'll hear them. Yeah. If you're not, then watch Instagram. I'm sure we'll be posting lots of videos and pictures.
Absolutely, we have a
on
lot of drivers that we
Instagram.
know that are going to be there too, so it's be cool.
Yeah, so you can get some interviews and stuff like that. So
And I've never been to Kentucky before.
Kentucky,
You been to Kentucky?
I don't know. No,
Maybe we're gonna get fried chicken.
I hope so.
We got to get Kentucky Fried Chicken.
There
I mean, right? I mean,
probably is no Kentucky Fried Chicken in
there's
Kentucky.
got to be Kentucky Fried.
Well,
I don't know.
Pat's gonna be there along with us, so he's gonna show us all the hot spots. I'm sure.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
really?
Yeah, he was our go-to guy when we never got to check out Wings of Fire
We didn't.
when we
Because
were
it was always
at a
closed.
Crestview.
It was always closed.
That's true. Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm sure he has a good spot for us to check
We'll
out.
have to find out.
Are the Clutch Kicker guys gonna be there? Because they were there
Yeah.
last year.
I don't know.
Well, what do you mean you don't know?
I wouldn't know.
One of the judges.
Oh well, Zach. No, he's talking about like Mike, Matt,
Yeah.
Austin.
Well, Zach's gonna be one.
Zach's
of
a
the
judge.
Zach's
Oh,
a judge.
great. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
That's really cool.
So definitely shout out to him because he's the one that kind of put it together for
Yeah.
us. Gave us the
I wish I
recommendation.
could go with you guys. That
We
sucks.
could. I have an extra room.
Oh, you do?
I'm by myself, and he's with him, and I told you that already.
Diana's coming?
Yeah, Diana and him
Oh.
are in one room, and I'm in another.
How
room.
much? Oh, then I may fly up just to hang out.
Well, you better get the flight information from him.
Yeah, give me the flight information.
because it's an hour drive from the airport.
It's an hour drive. Oh, so I need to get in the car. Okay.
Well, we already got a car.
No, I need to get in the car that you guys are.
You do need to get in the car, preferably, or on the roof.
Right.
or somewhere.
I'll hitchhike.
Yeah, we got it. We'll buy that trailer.
I'm definitely getting Kentucky Fried Chicken then.
Kentucky Fried
Oh,
Chicken. I didn't even
man.
think about that till right now.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
One thing I did want to mention and talk about is if you guys haven't had a chance to check out on our channel, I went over to the OSW to cover the drift games, and unfortunately, due to the weather, they had to cancel the games because of safety measures. It wasn't safe for the drivers to make any of the games. I mean, one of them that I was actually looking forward to is who could stop right at the edge of the track after they accelerate from one end of the track.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
they
Right.
do like a drag race, and then
Yeah.
they who can stop before
who
the.
can get
Right,
to the
yeah.
end and stop the closest, the fastest?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a fun one. I've watched that before. Quite a few cars
Yeah.
go off.
Yeah, everybody flies off the track.
Yeah, like they forget how bad their brakes really are.
Was he going to do like a tandeming?
He should have done
table?
that one anyways. In the rain would have been way better.
Well, I think that's why he didn't want to do it
Probably.
because everybody been flying off the track. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that again? Oh boy. Okay.
All over the place. Okay, but it was a busy weekend for drifting, right? You had U.S. Drift
Yeah.
Circuit doing a doubleheader for Holy Shit.
LZ doing this clean culture drift demo thing. I don't know.
South
what
Florida Fairgrounds.
There was a ton of drivers there.
Oh, was there really? I didn't know.
There's Ryan was driving. Ryan Deering was driving. A bunch of other people were driving.
I know Randy Noah was in the purple car.
Mm-hmm.
He was driving his purple. Yes, there was a ton of drivers over there.
Yeah.
You had all those drivers there, and then you had the Holy Shift going
Really
on.
poor planning for everybody, though.
Yeah, what's happening is just there's no more weekends
Left.
really
Right.
available. So you just
Yeah.
it happens.
Well, we're really killed. And I don't think it rained at South Florida Fairgrounds.
No, it
That was the
didn't.
only one of the three events
least I
that
don't
didn't
think
rain.
it did.
Right.
It rained at
Right.
OSW, and it rained at a U.S. Drift Circuit, at least on Saturday. Friday or Sunday, I don't think it rained at all.
Well, it's about all, like whatever cloud hits OSW goes down pretty much and usually hits Sebring next. So that's,
Yeah, but I didn't hit. It did. Well, I don't think it probably didn't rain on Sunday at OSW, anyways.
no.
So
I don't recall exactly. I just know that it was raining. It was on and off, and then I just thought that it was just going to continue on for the rest of the evening, and it ended up stopping about like 7-8 o'clock, roughly around the time that we ended the stream. That we just.
You did well with the stream though.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
I liked the dialogue between you and Tommy.
Ah.
That was good.
Yeah. It was one of those things where I was like, well, Tommy's here. He's sort of.
And he stayed on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing too was that how it was just him and one other person running the whole event.
Oh,
Well,
really?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like
interesting.
I mean, I thought it would have been like a lot more people considering how it was a
Well, slow
major
for them.
event, but it just because of the way how we mentioned already there was 2 other events happening at the
Two
same
major
time.
events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sort of took people away from wanting and
Mhm.
interest from wanting to go to the drift games,
Mm-hmm.
and but they made the most out of it actually, and it just shows that the way how Tommy handles the events and organizes it is sort of one of those things where it's sort of you kind of already know what to expect,
Mm-hmm.
and as long as you sort of take care of some of the essentials, then it should be able to run on its own.
Yeah.
In many ways, how we were doing with County Line,
Yeah.
where it was just like, okay, just everybody just huddle together, get the cars teched, and then just disperse
Well, the skid pad
over.
events, like how we had the skid pad events. The big track events were always like a nightmare.
No.
No, it wasn't.
No.
No, buddy.
The only the hardest part of an event is getting started. Not competition's a little different, but just a regular drift day, getting everybody teched. Once you get everybody teched and through tech and get the grid started up, once that grid starts going, it kind of goes on cruise control. You have
Yeah,
somebody
no, I
running the
agree,
grid,
yeah.
everybody gets in the groove, you're watching stuff, unless there's accidents.
Right.
But once the event goes, and the hardest part of an event
What I'm
is getting
saying
everybody
is
in,
this
pitted, and
running
teched.
our skid pad was much easier than running the big track.
Oh, of course.
Oh well, yeah,
It was
yeah.
a lot.
because
There was no
logistically
set-
wise,
it
right?
was just go
Right.
up there, set up a couple cones, go back, set up
Yeah.
cones for the start lines.
Right.
Boom, we're done.
Yeah, but that was like
But I think the most important part is that as long as you have a game plan already going into it,
Mhm.
that's what makes it like work the best. Because oftentimes you've seen it. I mean, Paul, I'm sure you have too, where you show up to an event and it just seems like their organizer doesn't know what they're doing,
Mhm.
or they don't have the cones, the course laid
I also
out.
don't think you guys remember. Like I was,
Mike.
I was the one putting the freaking warning tape down those freaking barrels.
Oh, I remember.
100 feet. Yeah, you remember watching
Yeah.
me do it.
No,
never
I
did it.
no,
I
I
was-
remember you
listen.
walking to set it up, and then you having to walk again to shoo people away because
to
they kept
shoot-
wanting to get as
Yeah,
close as
no,
possible.
I used to have to get
And
in
you're
people's
like,
faces.
you fool, back up.
Yeah, no, I used to have to walk that line, pushing people back. Get up behind the line, get behind the line.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
mean, we would get there early. A lot of times, key
Yeah.
didn't work to get the track in. I'm picking the
Yeah.
lock
Yeah,
to get in the track,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
and they the worst thing about County Line wasn't anything that we could do anything about. It
No,
was
that
they
organization
weren't
was
ready.
bad.
The guy wasn't ready there to collect the money, so
Yeah.
people were waiting for
Yeah.
Mick to get there.
Yeah, to come.
Yeah, so that was the hardest part. And then once Mick gets there, the line's freaking ridiculously long,
Yeah.
and everybody that was the hardest thing. If they would have left it up to us, it would have went a lot smoother.
Dude, why did we do that tech? Like,
What do you mean?
What are you talking about?
We did like a serious tech. Like,
Oh,
I've been to a lot of events. Like even now, like my car didn't get looked at at all.
Yeah, no, we went through the cars. We went through the. I thought we went. Through
I mean,
the
I
cars,
was pretty freaking serious going through the cars and looking at them and like. I
failing
mean, they
people.
were a little. I think maybe back then they were a little more janky than they are now.
No, they're pretty janky. I've seen some pretty janky cars out there
I don't know.
driving around.
Like,
I mean, Tommy
so-
will tell you, he still sees the janky stuff
Yeah.
coming out.
yeah. There was that FCRX7. I don't know if you saw it on the stream.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
Yeah, we talked about it, and he
It was
mentioned that he
janky?
had to go and tech it. He mentioned that there was a lot of old components. That's how he like to
Old components.
phrase it as. Which take it however way you want, but
Mm-hmm.
what ended
Oh
up
no, I heard
happening?
that. I know what he was talking about.
Right.
What he meant was he's like it's got an old gritty blow-off valve. He wasn't saying like anything bad. He was saying it's like a lot of like nostalgic old parts that people wanted was in that car. It's an old car, like it was built a long time ago, or out of parts that are old
Mhm.
somehow.
Right, and in the end, what ended up happening was just the 2 bolts that hold the seat down were missing.
2 or the 4?
2 out of the 4.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Eh.
because he went to go just grab
Push
it to
the
test
seat.
it if it was stiff, but in the end, it was just kind of like it just folded flat forward or something like that.
Oops.
I don't
Looks
remember.
like it's missing all 4 bolts. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh.
well, something like that. I don't even know.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was. You get some funny stories out of that.
Yeah.
Who else
But-
was there? Anybody else we know?
Byron Parrish.
Yeah. Byron
Oh, really?
Parrish was
Okay,
there.
good.
Yeah, that
I
was
was like, yeah,
actually
I
a
saw- yeah, you
surprise.
posted- yeah, that was cool.
That was a surprise. I was like, that was great to see him out there, and I don't even remember the last time I saw him at Clutch Kickers. I don't know. I don't recall what was last round.
He was last round, wasn't he? Last round?
No, I don't think he was in the last round. I don't think
He
so.
wasn't last round. Maybe not.
But yeah, it was a surprise to see him there. And then he was tandeming with I forgot the guy's name in the Skyline, but
Yeah, Andrew.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember the name? Okay, good, perfect. But I just think and we made a reel out of this on the Instagram, was just the splash zone.
Oh, the
That was,
waterfalls, chasing waterfalls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was great. I know
Thank you.
Diana picked that song.
No, actually, I did.
You did, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, what do you think?
Eh,
Come on now.
just thought maybe, you know. That was a good choice of songs.
Thank you, I
That's a
appreciate
very
it.
good choice. I was
But yeah,
impressed.
but it was just great to see how. Well, actually, it was great and funny just to see all of these guys just take a wide line through that section of the course, and they just get pummeled with just this lake that they had to drive through. And
Yeah.
that one, and the last one, I think it was the E46, the silver one, who just like, nope, I'm not letting this thing like slow me down. I'm just gonna like push on through.
Yeah,
That was just great.
yeah, that's crazy. But hey, at least people got to drive, get some good experience in the rain. That is good experience. So, but hopefully tomorrow I sell my Z or come close to it.
Right. I
Oh.
just remembered another person that was there, Fellow.
Fellow was there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Fellow
Fellow
was
was
there.
just hanging out.
He painted
No,
his
no,
car
he
a
was
different
driving.
color.
He painted his car a different color?
Yeah, see that's the thing that I brought up to Tommy. I was like, is that really Fellow? Because every time I've seen him
But
out on the track, it's a different vehicle.
Well,
but supposedly it's the same vehicle, but with
Different.
something different that makes you think like, oh, is
but
that really
Tommy
Fellow?
brought up a good point. He was like, he's not, I'm like not trying to be negative with this, but like when I see Fellow's car, I don't need to know it's Fellow's car. I don't need somebody to tell me it's Fellow's car because I always know Fellow's car.
I don't know how to take that.
No, it's like,
But it's the way how he explained
has
it.
A certain MO of how his car will how be set up and look. You know what I mean? I think that's what he says. It was
his own
by it.
style, not just in
It's
driving.
not
but
like
also-
it's like a certain thing, certain stylistic things and choices he makes.
he carries over
How the
with it.
car's set up, what the car is. You know,
Unless he pulled up in an S13.
if he pulled up an S13, I think.
Whoa,
I'm
there,
just saying.
buddy.
I'm just that would totally
Yeah,
blow.
it's BMW
People are like,
that he's
who is
pulling up.
that? Who is that? That ain't Fellow.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are going to pull up in an E36? I mean, he's always driving E36s. So if automatically you think, okay, E36, who's popular for driving E36? Chelsea and Fellow. Those are the two guys that I think of.
Yeah,
Andrew Mensa.
yeah,
Andrew
Andrew
Mensa,
Mensa.
but
Yeah, but
Andrew's
that's-
been gone.
he's
for
been
a
out
long
of the
time.
game
I
for a
mean,
while,
I'd be
though.
a
Right.
surprise if he came out of the woodworks.
I mean, I guess, yeah, if you put it,
John
frame it that
Love.
way.
yeah, but he's
Harry
been out-
Tavola.
Yeah, but
Those are guys who are not been
Not-
around.
not
I
in
mean,
it, you
not
know.
in and out. Fella's been like in and out, appearing all over. you
who
know.
else? E36. I want to say there's somebody else.
Well, you
don't know.
have what's his name that has a E36? God, why can't I think of his name? He was on the show with you.
Joel.
Yeah, but he doesn't drive that often either.
No, he doesn't.
so-
He hasn't not lately. He's kind of been out of it. Yeah.
He did a private day not that long ago, but he doesn't drive that often.
Doesn't Tyler Berry have an E36?
Yes,
Yes, he does,
Yeah.
actually.
Tyler Berry.
but it's
and,
like it's very it's not this. It's not you see Fellow's car and you see his car. They
right,
look like two different cars because it's not.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean you have Emerson Noguera. There's a lot of people driving
Yeah, Emerson,
E36s,
yeah,
but I'm
that's
saying when you think of E30, at least when I think of an E36, I
You
think of
think of
Chelsea's.
Fellow or
I
Fellow.
think of Fellows.
Yeah.
Those are the two ones I really think of.
Good point.
Maybe you should get like a vinyl just plastered right alongside the car saying, "This is Fellow."
Yes. We
And
should.
just that'll just end any sort of doubt, and we'll know for sure that that is Fellow.
Yeah. I still
unless-
think about getting another one of those too. I like that car.
Or the short bus.
Or the short
The
bus.
short bus.
The short bus.
The short bus.
Oh,
Nice.
boy.
With the
short
long
bus.
pole.
I still think the stripping petition
That
is the best.
Oh yeah, that is a great idea.
Not, no,
we
no.
could call it the pole petition. Like you get like pole position.
Yeah,
The pole petition. No? That's pretty good.
You
Oh, you what? Okay, you got to
gotta put this on.
to the pole petition.
You gotta go. You put this on and dance
Yeah.
on the pole.
Here's a G string. We'll give him a top two. That way he could be a
how
girl
do
or-
you how do you judge it though? how do
The
you
judges judge it. The judges
There's no
judge it.
judging it. You do it for 30 seconds, you automatically win.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
no.
So it's not.
No, the ruling
There
is
has to be though. You have
the
to.
ruling
You
is
have to
au-
do a couple 360s though. You can't just.
30 seconds, legit dancing.
You got to do a drop it like it's hot.
You got.
We have to have moves.
Well, okay,
You
we'll
to
have
the moves.
instructions.
Instructions.
There's
This is you
5
have-
moves that you have to
Just
do.
like in gymnastics, right? You give them moves. They know what flips they're gonna do.
Right.
You're gonna have to do the drop it like it's hot. Make it hang upside down.
Slide down the pole.
Slide down the pole and then twirl. So you have to twirl, hang upside down, slide down the pole, and drop it like it's hot. Those are the 4. Those are the 4.
We'll have an instruction manual.
Yeah, an instruction manual.
It'll be in the rule book.
Yeah, it'll be in the rule book, and we'll have pictures showing
Little blind people.
Yeah, stick figures showing exactly how to do it. And then we'll call it the pole petition.
The petition.
No.
And if you successfully complete it, the ruling is automatically overturned into your favor.
Oh no. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
automatically
Oh,
overturned.
that overturns
Automatically.
the call? I was gonna say that you have to do that for them to listen to that.
No,
instead of
automatically overturned. Because if somebody's going to do that, automatically overturned.
Well, I guess it has to get videotaped as well.
yes,
then.
yes, it's also in the live stream.
Actually, it has to be in the center of the track.
Yes.
We'll get the bus. We'll put the pole on top, and then the whole crowd has to. I mean, if you're gonna give him the overturn, but so what if the other guy petitions it, and then if he goes to the pole
Oh,
Well,
petition?
it's a battle then.
Oh,
It's
so
a
then it
pole
has to be
battle.
judged.
Well,
This
then-
can
then
get.
they-
This can
then
get.
they-
So I don't
then
think
they-
it should be like. I think it should be. Well, this is not serious.
I don't think anybody's
You
gonna would ever do that.
But
You
I like
guys
the
are-
name, the pole petition. That's a good name.
I think it's great. I think it's the solution to Zach's problem
And world
So-
peace.
and world peace.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a little action
Yeah.
on the track.
Yeah.
Make it exciting.
Think about the ratings.
Yeah.
I wonder if Cletus would be okay with that.
You guys are killing me.
I think it'd be fine.
Oh,
I think he'd
Man.
really
As
get
long
on
as
the
it's like a red, white, and blue G string. I think
we
I
can
think
do,
we're
and
good.
we can wear a top, and there can be an F on
Yeah.
each over each breast.
Freedom Factory.
FF, Freedom Factory, and then KK down there.
What?
FFKK.
Got him. Got him on that
Oh,
one.
so
Oh man. he's cracking up.
oh, we just lost Ben.
Oh,
We
we.
just lost him. Okay, so we'll have to end on that note.
Yeah, let's end on
I think
that.
we're good,
Yeah.
guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Let us know what you think
please-
about poll petition.
Yeah,
Uh,
let us know in the comments what you think about the poll petition. Yay or nay? Ridiculous? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Guys, share this with your friends and help us just spread the word that Drift Sessions. We're here for the drivers and we're here for you guys. If there's anybody you want to see on here that you want us to reach out to, then let us know as well. Maybe we can reach out to your favorite driver and try to get them on the show.
We did get some comments real.
Ben, you all right?
yeah. No, I'm still recovering, but shout out to Brian Bacchia. He was actually he's in the chat. He was in the drift games. He was throwing down some pretty sick close tandems,
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah,
and
probably
also
could.
since he's there, we want to give him also another shout out for his great performance going up against Dirk Strand. We didn't get
holy
to
cow,
come
yeah.
up,
Very
Great.
impressive.
in person on that.
Very
So
impressive.
great job there. Now that we have the opportunity
Yeah.
to mention that.
Yeah.
So going back to you, Tim.
No, just spread the love, and then like I said, if you have a favorite driver you'd like to see on the show, or if you have questions or anything any topics you want us to cover as well, just give us a message. And like I said, we're here for the drivers, and our job is to help the drivers grow the program and get the word out there, so you can meet the drivers, get to know the drivers, and then of course we get to just hang out with everybody, have a good time. So everybody wins, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
FF. 2 weeks. No, pole position. Pole
Okay.
petition.
I'll start working on the instruction manual.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Peace out, everybody.
See ya.